let me get those questions. Okay, what's in London? So are we live now?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so I can start. Hello, good day everyone. Good day Africa, good day USA, good day Europe, wherever you are from. I hope you're having a lovely day. Today we're talking about child marriage and the diaspora perspective. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ifeanyi Ofodu Raymond from Nigeria, and I'm a nationalist youth. I regard myself as one because being a nationalist youth, everything you do is all about passion. I believe in humanity so much, and I believe that if we work together, humanity can be saved. I'm the chairperson of Watatezi Africa. Watatezi Africa is an advocacy group which was formed from a collaborative network with African Union and UNICEF. So our goal is to, number one, make sure that child marriage is eliminated in Africa and at the global space. Number two, make sure that female genital mutilation is totally ended. It is totally eliminated. So speaking on child marriage, I've been in contact with this Child Marriage Act for, like, let's say, I will not take a talk about in years, but probably in months. I got my certificate, which properly recognized me as an actor of child marriage defenders. So it's quite beautiful to see young people fighting to end child marriage, female genital mutilation, and gender, all forms of harmful practices against children. It is quite unfortunate that in our world today, especially in Africa, all this has not been eliminated. I don't know why it should be like this, but I think child marriage should and must be eliminated. So let's move over to the questions, and I will do my presentation with these questions. They will range from cultural down to different perspective. But let me talk about the theme, which is child marriage and the diaspora perspective. Now, child marriage is any young child below 18 years that is into anything called marriage, whether with their consent or not their consent. It is wrong because that person is still a child. Below 18 years shouldn't and must not be forced into marriage. They should be looked at in career wise. They should worry about their life, their future. They shouldn't even be talking about giving birth at a very young age. So that is child marriage. Whenever you hear child marriage, just know that it is an individual having sex with someone that is below 18, and it's not right. It is something that affects these children, most especially girls. Girls are the highest victims, and I would like the African Matters rep to please share a picture of a woman with a child, so you see what I'm talking about. child marriage is not right because it deals with children that are younger and it deals with children that are still finding a way to survive. Then when we talk about the diaspora perspective, we're totally talking about how can people that are in an advanced area see this child marriage in Africa? What are the things, what are the actions which you guys should use in fighting child marriage? And that is an advanced one. The diaspora perspective should be someone that is enlightened, advanced, educated in making sure that anything called child marriage is eliminated in their motherland, which is Africa. Child marriage is a global problem and it is only noticed more in countries that are underdeveloped. Now, since it is in these countries that are underdeveloped, how do we stop it? That is where the diaspora perspective comes in, because they have already tested an advanced world. I would like African Matters Rep KD, please can you share your screen to the part of a woman carrying a child. Okay, so in this screen, here you can find a boy. His name is a very young boy. I don't know if you can see his face. Can you see how painful it is to have such a little boy? First, okay, here, yes, here you go. This is a little girl carrying a child. I don't know if you can watch closely. Look at her breast. You can see that there is a lot of problem going on there. So how can a child be carrying a child? That is when you hear about child marriage. A child should concentrate on their own problems. A child should deal with their own life. A child shouldn't concentrate on carrying and nurturing another child. Then how is the world meant to develop? This picture here, I want everyone to take a moment and take a very good look at it, because it's something that we all need to learn from. A child, that is a child. When you look at the breast, you notice that it is having quite some issues to cope with what she's saying already. Well, today I want everyone to reflect. Please reflect on what is happening. So now, let us move to the main issue and the main point of today, which is how can we define child marriage? Is it a cultural phenomenon? That is the number one question. We're defining child marriage as something that any child or anybody, like the picture you are seeing, that is not ready, any child below 18 shouldn't be in marriage. They should be talking about developing their nation. Now, I'm talking about cultural phenomenon. That is where I can trace back to the origins of child marriage. That is where you can tell me that, okay, child marriage started from, because a lot of cultures practice this act. It is justified by a lot of tradition, and it's not right. A lot of culture believe that, okay, she's a young girl, she's 50 years old, she's ready to get married. Yes, she can have babies. And the kings endorse it, and the family endorse it. The father, the mother, they take it because that is what happened to them. It's been in their culture, and they can't even define how it came about. Why is this a part of our culture? They can't really tell. They just know that it's there. And it's not right. Because when you check it and when you actually reason it, you see that these cultures are people that do this. So why must we follow what others do that is harmful to even our own body? So looking at child marriage as a cultural phenomenon, that is where we have to tackle this issue. Because culture moves with religion. It complements each other. It moves hand in hand. So what can we do? How can we stop this? That is where the diaspora perspective starts from. Let us change this evil culture. This evil culture is done by man. Why can't man change it? We can if we give them enough reason while their culture is underdeveloping them. Haven't we asked ourselves question? In USA they have culture. In Europe they have culture. Now why is child marriage not there? Are they not still talking about culture? But where you see this child marriage in Africa, all of them have culture. And because of their culture, they find that justification. And because they have seen that justification, they keep on underdeveloping themselves because you can never head anywhere without change. There is no development you can ever get without change. So, what has culture done for child marriage? What has culture done for Africa? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It has rather made inhuman justified. It has justified inhumanity. It has given it a reason. Okay, so talking about this first question, which I believe everyone can drop in their comments. Use the chat box, use your live chat. Please drop in your comments. We'll be happy to answer everything. Moving over to the second question, which deals with what are the social problems created by child marriages and their impact in the long term? The social problems, I can't even name them all. There are a lot of social problems. Okay, let me give you an example. Please, Katie, can you share the screen of a little girl writing something? A little girl writing something on the floor. The social problems child marriage has created is numerous, right from the economic down to the political, down to the educational. Without education, there are no doctors, there are no experts, there are nothing without education. So, child marriage has shambled the potential of every child. Let us take a look at this little girl writing something right under an ATM machine. Now tell me, a girl with such passion, to do her assignments, regardless of the condition. If child marriage gets to this kind of young girl, what do you think will happen? The next president, the next scientist is gone. The next passionate girl that loves education cannot exploit what she has. So, child marriage has destroyed our society. It has shown our society the reason why we shouldn't continue with child marriage. It's only on the develop it's only on the development it does. Child marriage just leaves us with nothing but on the development. What can we do about this? That is the diaspora perspective. Advocate at your own level because you know that it is not common in the diaspora. Channel that energy of anger towards those that you feel can stop this ill practice. Child marriage has destroyed our society. That is why you will see all these forms of different kinds of health issues. First, loose infection, vaginal infection, that is seen among young girls that have given birth when their vagina is not matured enough. Child marriage has not only made these little children illiterate, but it has shown them that life is horrible. Imagine a girl of 10 years getting married to someone of 67 years, 70 years. What do you want her to think? What do you want her to do? What kind of vibe do you think she'll give back to the society? She's going to give the society a lot of hatred, a lot of pain, because she has been in pain all her life. She has experienced nothing but exploitation. She has been exploited a lot without even giving the opportunity to give back to the society. Why is that so? Because we all have neglected, most especially our brothers in diaspora. We have neglected this angle because we feel that it is nothing. It is happening at the rural level. It is rampant and it is terrible. No one should be ever subjected to such ill practice. The society is dying. We have no one giving back because people are scared. They have been destroyed. What can we do to stop this? Advocate. Speak about this. Report cases of such acts in your community. If you ever see such, report them right away. Child marriage is not right and it can never be justified, even put on the cultural phenomenon. These cultures were made by a human. So, what is the justification that marrying a child out early is right? Because your culture permits it. Why should your culture permit such harmful practices? Why? Watatezi Africa, I am chairing Watatezi Africa, and we make so much effort to make sure that all over Africa, child marriage is eliminated. It should and it must be eliminated. Let me get over to the next question. The next question is talking to us about what are the abuses associated with child marriage? Do you think children, especially girls, are getting space to speak up for themselves? The abuses these girls face is starting from number one, the infections they are given, pelvic cancer, breast cancer, fistulous cancer, fistulous infection, a lot of so much nasty infections these young girls carry all over. That is the number one abuse they are given. They are not given right to human health. They have no right. Just total, that's both emotional, mental, psychological. Imagine yourself watching this right now. You are just 11 and you're handed over to a man or a woman that you know nothing about. You haven't even seen your parents train you well. That it blows your mind because you can't comprehend why the world is so wicked to you. Now these girls can never speak up for themselves because they are scared. You are marrying someone twice the age of your father. How do you expect her to speak up? Do you want her to get killed? Most of them don't speak up. But we want to find a way to make them safe in speaking up. Now, yet again, that is the diaspora perspective. In diaspora, there are technologies, there are a lot of patterns, platforms that can be harnessed to help these little children out there speak out for themselves. What have we done? That is what these girls say. What have they done to deserve all this? She is just a child, not a spouse. Child marriage has brought nothing good but lots of abuse, emotional abuse, domestic abuse, infection. There are a lot. There are so many. When a girl is deprived from education, she doesn't even have the chance to read. What do you expect? It is terrible. And I believe everyone watching this will consider, what if I am the one? Ask yourself, what if I am the one in this position? How will what am I going to do to help a child? How can I stop this? Let us ask ourselves this question. And let me move over to the third question. And please, as I'm moving over to these questions, I want you to reflect on what we have been saying so far. I want this webinar to be something of more of intermediate, like connect to your soul. Ask yourself, is this right? Is child marriage actually right? A child that is still a child, carrying another child, poverty will persist. What won't? Everything will continue. Let me read out the fourth question. In your opinion, where are we now as a continent on the issues of child marriage? So, in my opinion, I must say, thank you for sharing the screen. Please leave the screen on. I like that picture. Thank you. Yes. So, look at this beautiful girl smiling. In my opinion, I think we have not done enough to stop child marriage. It is still out there. When you get to some local governments, child marriage is still there. There is not enough fund to locate these abandoned children. Child marriage is still practiced in many communities. To an extent, I must say, the continent is doing something, but we need to do more. The continent, our partners, African Union, UNICEF, are doing a lot to make sure that child marriage is eliminated totally, but we need to do more. More youths out there should keep on advocating, speaking out for these harmful practices to end. They should keep speaking and speaking and speaking. Never get tired of letting your voice heard. Child marriage is wrong. Let us end it. Enough is enough. Because if we are not doing enough, these girls don't have hope. So I must say the continent is trying to an extent. Child marriage has totally been aware. I believe that there are lots and lots of opportunity for the continent to eliminate this child marriage. People out there, people watching, please remember you are in Africa, you are in the diaspora, but we all are one. We are humans, we are not aliens. I have the same flesh as you have. So tell me, Africa is trying their best, but we need to do more. So don't think Africa has done everything. No. In the case of Africa, we are more aware. We are aware of our condition. We are aware of our situation. So I think to the extent of awareness, it has been achieved in Africa. Now it is implementation. We are lacking implementation in Africa. So let us keep on fighting for the right people to implement these cases. Let this be implemented on ground, not just online. Let us stop online matter. In your local government, fight your village chiefs. Let them implement the global campaign on child marriage. United Nations SDG goal is fully in support of this act. Don't forget, we have awareness, we don't have implementation. Let us combine the two forces together and get things coming. I can see the questions flowing in. I will answer all of them once I'm done with the key questions. So the last topic I'm going to deal with is, what do you recommend as the solutions to end the practice of child marriage? Number one, advocacy. Do you know why I said advocacy as number one? Because advocacy is what you can do that will not cost you anything. It won't cost you a dime to advocate for the right practice. It won't cost you a dime to advocate for the total elimination of child marriage. It won't cost you nothing. So advocacy is number one solution to end child marriage. Keep speaking out because you might feel that no one is listening. Trust me, a lot of people are watching and listening. Number 2 is engage. Engage with your authorities. Engage with your local government professors. Engage with people that you feel are of relevant source. Meet them, tell them, sir, are you doing anything to end child marriage? Engage. When you don't talk to them, they will not do anything. They are totally ignorant of the fact that they know the right thing to do. But when you remind them, they believe that someone is watching, so they must do the right thing. Engage. Never you stop engaging. Thirdly, report. If you find cases of child marriage, report. You can report to Watertazy Africa. You can report to Africa Matters. You can report to United Nations, any hotline you see. We are creating more platforms like the Yasmin app that is coming up. We want to include a platform where people can go and report. They will investigate. Go to your local authorities, report. Tell them that if they don't do nothing, you will contact the higher authorities. Every African country respects the UN. So report and keep reporting. Be an ambassador of peace, an ambassador of elimination of child marriage. Take it up to yourself. You will be paid in multiple folds by the God who you serve. It is wrong to marry a child that knows nothing out. Keep reporting. Keep reporting. Then thirdly, consult. We have advocate, engage, report, and consult. These are the 4 solutions you can resort in to make sure that on your own side, you end child marriage. Consult with stakeholders, consult with international firms, consult with funds, consult with them, tell them, how can you help? How can you volunteer? Consultation and volunteering, they work hand in hand. As you consult, you can volunteer. You can volunteer to help, volunteer to save a child, volunteer to go to rural areas and check if this practice is still going on. Secretly, you can investigate, count the numbers of people that you see are in this practice. Campaign, go out to schools, inform them, give them the courage to speak back. Give them the courage to fight back these evil people. Child marriage can never be right. Number 1, advocate. Advocate for the end of this practice on social media, on grassroots level, any form you can get. Keep advocating. Secondly, never you forget to engage. Engage these children. Engage the community leaders. Engage the religious leaders. Ask them why they have not stopped this practice in their local government. Engage them. After you have engaged, you report. You see any case, you go straight to the local government, you go straight to the authorities and report. If they are not listening to you, get online, tag every organizations you know that you can tag. Keep tagging them till they listen to you. You can pick a child and help that child. Lastly, consult. Keep consulting. Keep consulting. Keep volunteering. Consult with stakeholders to know how you can help. Agencies, volunteer to help. Child marriage must be eliminated. Now, let me take the questions I have here. Okay, someone is asking, where can one report cases of child marriage if the local police station doesn't help? Now, we move over to what we call the NGOs. Look for these NGOs that are working on child marriage cases. For example, we have Federation of Human Rights and Gender-Based Violence. They are all over the place. Type NGOs working on child marriage. Google will give you a lot of them. Report to them. Let them take it from there. Once you report to them, they will definitely and absolutely help out. Report to these NGOs. If the local authorities are not helping, report to NGOs. Then we have another question. Can child marriage be considered as a form of human trafficking? Absolutely, yes. Because you're taking this child out of their comfort zone. You are shifting this child. It is not the child's right. You take this child from their house, carry them to another land, and give them out for brides. It is human trafficking. You are violating their right to freedom, their right to live. You are violating everything that makes them human. It is a inhuman act that should be considered as human trafficking also. You're trafficking their privilege. You're trafficking everything about them. You're trafficking every single thing they call right. So it is nothing but human trafficking. I'm seeing another question. Someone is asking, okay, sorry, okay. Someone is asking, I'm trying to read the question. Someone is asking, where can people reach Water Tasty? Okay, I will give you out the email address. Please, if you see cases, take down this email address. Report any case you see of child marriage. We will take it to the adequate authority. We have Water Tasty Africa. I will spell the Water Tasty Africa. WATE, another TEZI. Then you write Africa at gmail.com. Watertasty Africa at gmail.com. I will spell the Africa, the Watertasty again. WATETEZI, then Africa, AFRICA. Please, can you share the screen, KD, so they can see the Watertasty symbol, the logo. Just share any picture, the logo is there. Then when you see any Watertasty logo, know that it is our social media platform. You can follow us on Twitter at Watertasty Africa. You can follow us on Facebook at Watertasty Africa. You can look for us on LinkedIn at Watertasty Africa. That is the spelling of Watertasty. So just put Africa right beside it. Don't give space. Then at gmail.com. Report any cases you notice with the location and the name of the child. If possible, report with pictures. Let us get things done. With your help, We can do this. So at this junction, if you have any questions, please do ask. And I would like to say that I'm honored to be here. This thing we are doing is with passion. Without passion, there can never be a solution. Without dedication, there can never be a solution. Take it upon yourself to save Africa, and the world will love you. Thank you very much. And I would like to hand over to the African Matters co-host to please conclude the webinar. I'm by name Ifeanyi Ofodu Raymond. You can get me on Twitter at Ifeanyi Ofodu, OFODU. You can get me on Instagram at Raymond Ofodu, and you can get me on LinkedIn as Ifeanyi Ofodu. I am so happy to have educated us all, enlightened us all on the effects, the problems, the cultural phenomenon, and the diaspora perspective of child marriage. Let us stand together and end child marriage. Thank you so much, and I love you all. Thank you. Over